Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rise Up Singing. It's great to have you all here. My name is Rita Warleigh, and I'm the co-founder of International Volunteers for Peace, who host this session. And I'm also the co-founder of Raising Peace, which has been a pretty amazing festival. And I'm also a singer. Firstly, I'd like to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the lands on which we live and work and sing, and acknowledge their elders, past, present, and emerging. People strive for peace in many different ways, whether through protest, discourse, academic writing, politics, being mindful of their own actions and interactions. And some people strive for peace through singing and songwriting. And we're lucky to have some of these very special people with us in this session. Before I hand over to the Auntie Marlene for a welcome to country, there's a little housekeeping I have to do. It'd be very nice if you can add alongside your name the Aboriginal nation where you are situated, or if not in Australia, where you are from. Please do not unmute yourself, even when you're invited to sing along. Maybe at the end of the session, Margaret might invite you to unmute yourself, but not before that. If you haven't already downloaded the chorus sheet, you can follow the link in the chat. You feel free to write in the chat. You can send a message to everyone or to an individual or ask questions. The session will be recorded, so if you don't want to be on camera, please turn off your video. And we have a fairly strict time limit. We might be able to go a couple of minutes over, but not too much more than that. Because we've got a follow-up session at 2 o'clock, which will be the unmissable session on the future of the peace movement. And also after that, a happy hour where you can chat. And lastly, there's a donations button where you can donate to Raising Peace. And there's a link in the chat to that, I believe. And now it's my very great honour to introduce Auntie Marlene Cummins. Marlene is a musician, artist, actor, broadcaster, songwriter, and storyteller, as well as playing deadly blues on the saxophone. She's also very humble. Over to you, Auntie Marlene.
Thank you. Yes, my name's Marlene Cummins. I'm a Gundungurra Yalanji, Wapabara woman, Gundungurra Yalanji, from up Cape York way, far north Queensland, as they call it in Western terms, and Wapabara. My mother's side from Keppel Island, whale dreaming people, and the Gundungurra Yalanji, Zulpa, that's what the Western world call carpet snake dreaming. I'm here to pay respects and acknowledgement to the First Nation people of which country we speak from and which land, the First Nation peoples who cared for country for so long and so well for us all to enjoy today. And also First Nation people who also fought and died for what was rightfully and justly theirs. For there is no peace without justice. I chose a song called Going an Army because it comes from Cubby Waka Waka people from down southeast Queensland way, and Aboriginal people were easily invaded because we were widely dispersed by tribal boundaries when certain seasons came that brought out certain bush foods. We broke down those tribal boundaries to share of Mother Earth's resources, and we also exchanged and shared song and dance. And Going an Army is one of those songs when we come together, as with Aboriginal protocol, which is still practiced today. A lot of the things that weren't able to be forcefully taken from us is the intangible, the protocols of respect for our elders, our institutions of knowledge and learning, And when we come together, we have a protocol of clearing out the negative energy and bringing in a positive. And I guess you could call it a blessing too. And this song is a very old song, and I chose to do this too because in traditional times we did come together from all different backgrounds. So I thought this would be very appropriate for this occasion. It's Gurri and an army for you all. And it is asking the Creator, Nulligura Wanjina, this one here in the back, you can see it's of a spiritual depiction, the way it's drawn by the old people, and there's no human mouth because it's of a all-encompassing spiritual nature that we need to have with each other and the land, all the flora and the fauna, all that has to be connected to look after Mother Earth and each other, and of course with those boundaries in place with each other too, and to respect each other's boundaries. You can have that peace and that respect without necessarily invading people's boundaries too, because we all have to think like that, and to look after all the animals too. We believe we are related to them, and that's how it is for our people. Garinanami Jujumabiro, Garinanami Jujumabiro, Garinanami Jujumabiro, Garinanami Jujumabiro, Garinanami Jujumabiro. Gaya man maranga jago jungayon, Gaya man maranga jago jungayon, Garinanami, Garinanami. Oh, this second tribute, more so as opposed to song, I chose in the theme of peace, with the mindset of no peace without justice, and it's a song, tribute song, about a mighty warrior called Pemulwuy. And Pemulwuy was a Gadigal man, and this land from where I sing and acknowledge you all is where he fought all around here for what was rightfully his, and he never compromised the truth, and he fought very bravely for 12 years, and they couldn't catch him, and they finally shot him, and as at the practice of removing the heads of our people and body parts, and it was put in a jar and taken over to England. And because I'm from another tribe, another mob, I came down here to get political asylum because of my young activist days, and I wrote this acknowledgement because of that, because I don't take over the politics or the things that need to be discussed in order to keep things in place. I have to keep my boundary, because I'm a Cookie Yellendy Wapabara woman. You know, that's not my business to bowl into places that's not my spiritual birthplace. And I've pretty much adopted in the community now for some 50 years almost now. So Pemulwuy, this song, and at the end I'll say a chant. It is a morning chant. Jana Banbara Yaba Wunana, Yaba for brother. Jana Banbara Yaba Wunana. That's to acknowledge and pay respects to your brave fight for what you believe was what was your truth and home and everything, and your people, what you fought for. Pemawai, 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 Bijigal man from this land fought against invaders to save his people's land. 12 long years you bravely fought. Military might didn't stop your plight against invasion of a once proud nation. Bijigal man from this land, clever man from this land. Pemawai, Pemawai, Pemawai. They put 7 bullets inside your body, leg hands on your feet, and put you in that stronghold. Oh, clever payback man, just can't be beat, just can't be beat. Clever man from this land. Pemawai, Pemawai. You saw the evil, you let them cut you down. Clever man gotta move to higher ground. Bijigal man, clever man, clever man. Oh, Pemawai, 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 Pemawai. Oh, Pemawai, Pemawai. Oh, Pemawai, Pemawai. Jana Bambari, Abawana. 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 I'd like to hand it over to Christina Mimmocchi. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was really amazing. Thanks, Festival. Thank you, organisers, for putting me on after Marlene. That's a really hard act to follow. I'm going to sing you a couple of songs. I'm on Gadigal country. My local place is Coogee, which means smelly seaweed in the local language. It does smell down there sometimes. The songs that I'm going to sing for you, the first song is called Encouragement, and it's by Wolf Bierman. I met somebody after a gig once who knew Wolf Bierman and said that he struggled with a lot of injustices against him as an East German person for many, many years, and he was a really active, he really fought for a lot of social justice issues, and despite all the things that he had to overcome, he wrote this song called Encouragement, which is really about, it's the message that all you brave people out there doing great things for peace and for social justice, this is really for you. It's a message to keep strong, but also don't forget your humanity and your vulnerability. So this is for all of you. This is Encouragement. Don't you rely on toughness in these hard, hard times. The toughness will possess you, the sternness will oppress you, and cause your strength to die. Don't let your strength die. Don't let them make you bitter in these bitter times. That's what they always hope for, that long before the struggle we would give up the fight. Let's not give up the fight. Don't let the fear invade you in these fearful times, for it will build around you a wall that blocks your way, and their power will survive. Don't let their power survive. Don't you rely on silence. We must not waste our time. So little to rely on. Rely on us, we rely on you. We give each other life. We give each other life. We won't get lost in silence in these numbing times. With hope the trees will flourish, then we'll stand strong and honest, and these will be our times, and these will be our times. Thanks, everybody. The other song I'm going to sing for you is one that I wrote. It's called Let There Be Peace. And it's fairly easy to sing along with this one. And I encourage you to sing along, but remember not to unmute yourself. Let There Be Peace. I wrote this as a really easy song for people to sing along with. I work with a lot of choirs around the place. And after a really difficult week, politically and personally, I wanted to bring something into choir that we could all sing together fairly easily and make some beautiful harmonies as well. Now, because it's just me singing, you'll have to imagine the beautiful harmonies or make them wherever you are. So let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peaceful times, and let peace surround us all. Yes, in times like these that bring us to our knees, let there be peace. Let there be joy. Let there be joyful times, and let joy surround us all. Yes, in times like these that bring us to our knees, let there be joy. Let there be calm. Let there be quiet times, and let calm surround us all. Yes, in times like these that bring us to our knees, let there be calm. Let there be songs. Let there be rousing times, and let songs surround us all. Yes, in times like these that bring us to Let there be songs. Let there be peace. Let there be peaceful times. And let peace surround us all. Yes, in times like these that bring us to our knees, let there be peace. Thanks, everybody. I'd like to now introduce to you Bob and Margaret Fagan, who will sing some songs for you.
Hello, everyone. What an honour to be part of this amazing Peace Festival. Thank you, Christina, and thank you, Marlene, for those wonderful songs. We live in the Blue Mountains, so we're on Gundungurra country up here.
So good afternoon, everybody, all you lovers and strivers for social justice and for peace.
So we'll sing a song now that was written by Judy Small in the 1980s. And she was during the Cold War. So she was addressing this song to other women around the world. And it's just as relevant today. It's called Walls and Windows. Did you sing your children lullabies to calm their fears at night? Did you hold them gently till they went to sleep? Did you plant in them the seeds of hope for new and better lives? Did you make them promises you couldn't keep? And do you think of me as enemy, or could you call me friend? Or will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. And do you have sons who fight for peace the way I'm told mine do? Do they send you photographs from foreign lands? Do you chill to see the missiles, and do they haunt your dreams? Do you wonder who's the power, whose hands? And do you think of me as enemy, or could you call me friend? Or will we let our differences destroy between the truth and the dreams. When walls of windows rise into the darkness and we dare to look into the mirror and see peace. And do you think of me as enemy, or could you call me friend? Or will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, when I look into the mirror, when I look into the mirror, I see you. Thank you. Thank you. That's a great Judy Small song, isn't it? What a wonderful song, and what a message for women and men all around the world. And so the second song that we're going to do today is a song that's been around for a long time, written by the wonderful Peggy Seeger. And Peggy, as I'm sure you know, has been a campaigner for peace practically all of her life. And she's 86 now, and she's still singing. She's still getting out there campaigning for peace. She's amazing. And of course, her brother Pete Seeger was one of the inspiring singers and writers of songs in the 60s, and continued to work for peace all of his life. In fact, he was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, but he didn't get up. We wish he had. What an inspiring man. Okay, this is a song by Peggy Seeger, and it's called How I Long for Peace. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. Oh, I long to hold the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. I cannot understand how the sisters, wives and mothers cannot stop the slaughter of their husbands, sons and brothers. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. I long to hold the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. There never will be peace until men abandon fighting as a way to deal with problems that prevent us from uniting. Oh, how I long for peace. The profits made from war, there's few that can resist them. Hypocrisy and greed control the lifeblood of our system. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. I long to hold the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. The earth can wait no longer for political permission. Sit down, disrupt, do anything to make the whole world listen. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. How I long to hold the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. Thank you, everybody. That was a Peggy Seeger song. Thank you so much. And it's now my great pleasure to introduce another wonderful singer from who's been campaigning for peace for as long as I've known her. And I've known Margaret Walters for many, many decades. And so please welcome Margaret Walters. You're muted, Margaret.
Mute Margaret.
There we go. I was going to paste something in and got stuck in Word there. Sorry about that. I know I went to the trouble of sending out song sheets, but I don't want people to be looking down at their song sheets. So I've been pasting some of the choruses in the chat. So I'll see if I've pasted this next lot in there. Maybe that worked, I think, but I've got to hit enter. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming, and thanks to our previous singers, to Marlene, to Christina, to Nabob and Marg, and special thanks to Rita, who has been an amazing power behind this festival and for asking us to sing today. And I wish we could all hear each other, but at least Zoom gives us some safety. If we're not confident about singing in tune. Rita especially wanted songs that people could join in on, and I've chosen 3 little rounds, and we'll see how we're going well for time, I think, so we might, I hope you'll be able to pick them up. The first one, the words are by Margaret Mead, who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And I'd like to thank Christina, who taught me that song in her choir. Christina runs several choirs, and when you look at the song sheets later on, you'll see some contact details there. Another one I learned from Christina is One by One, the words by Michael Stillwater. One by one, everyone comes to remember we're healing the world, one heart at a time. One by one, everyone comes to remember we're healing the world, one heart at a time. One by one, everyone comes to remember we're healing the world one heart at a time. So I hope you're catching on to these fast, everyone. And then a third round, and I learned this one from the Sydney Trade Union Choir. It's by Susie Patron. And it says, peace begins when the hungry are fed. Peace begins when we see each other as a friend. Let the peace begin. Peace begins when the hungry are fed. Peace begins when we see each other as a friend. Let the peace begin. Peace begins when the hungry are fed. Peace begins when we see each other as a friend. Let the peace begin. Peace begins when the hungry are fed. Peace begins when we see each other as a friend. Let the peace begin. And the next thing I chose was a couple of zipper songs. Zipper songs are ones that only one line or phrase, one word or phrase changes each time. Like that first song, the second song that Christina sang, Let There Be Peace. People who know me will be very familiar with the next couple of songs. Gentle Angry People is the first one. So please join in if you're aware of the song. And I think we're doing well for time, so maybe we'll go through all of the words. We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing for our lives. We are a land of many colours, and we are singing for our lives. We are a land of many colours, and we are singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing for our lives. We are black and white together, and we are singing for our lives. We are black and white together, and we are singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing for our lives. We are gay and straight together, and we are singing for our lives. We are builders of new visions, and we are singing for our lives. We are builders of new visions, and we are singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing for our lives. We are gentle, angry people, and we are singing for our lives. The next song is by Pat Humphries. You might have heard Judy Small sing this song. Pat wrote it at a workshop that Judy was running in America, and Pat has gone on to write some other wonderful songs for participation. Pete Seeger, by the way, said, "Participation, that's what's going to save the human race." So I think that's a good slogan too for International Volunteers for Peace. Please look up their website and find out about them and see how you can participate in peaceful paths to peace, non-military paths to peace. So Never Turning Back is this next one. We're gonna keep on walking forward, keep on walking forward, keep on walking forwards, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna keep on singing loudly, keep on singing loudly, keep on singing loudly, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly, keep on loving boldly, keep on loving boldly, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna work for peace together, work for peace together, work for peace together, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna sing for peace together, sing for peace together, sing for peace together, never turning back, never turning back. And I'll finish with a call and response song by Frankie Armstrong. I think sometimes a song can be more important in people's lives than just a short 3-minute song can be more inspiring than a 40-minute speech. And that was certainly the case with this particular song of Frankie's. She's a woman who's come to Australia on many occasions and given many workshops, and a very inspiring person. And when she wrote this song, she was using a quote from a male writer, Ian McEwan, who said, he referred to, let me get this straight. No, I haven't got the right words in front of me. Anyway, he wanted us to have strength without aggression. Anyway, shall there be womanly times? The first response is a question, so it goes up. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? And the response is the second response is the answer. There will be womanly times. We will not die. They fear the dove, they clip her wings. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? But still she flies, and still we sing. There will be womanly times, we will not die. The missiles lie in concrete tombs. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? Born of the head and not of the womb. There will be womanly times, we will not die. Listen, hear the mothers cry. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? What gift is life if the world should die? There will be womanly times, we will not die. The greatest gift to give each child. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? Is science and nature reconciled? There will be womanly times, we will not die. The sun has ruled the age of man. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? Now, moon, take up your place again. There will be womanly times, we will not die. We'll make a circle round this land. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? Both heart to heart and hand with hand. Shall there be womanly times, or will not die? Raise the question, let it ring. Shall there be womanly times, or shall we die? Now here's the answer, join and sing. There will be womanly times, we will not die. There will be womanly times, we will not die. There will be womanly times, we will not die. A song by Frankie Armstrong. Now, everyone, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's participated this afternoon, and please keep looking in the chat for things that I'm going to be pasting in there. I think we've got time for, I'm sure we've got time for an encore from Margaret and Bob Fagan. So, so I might just go on to you, Margaret and Bob, and all the things I'm fumbling about, I think I'll put in the paste.
Well, thank you so much, Margaret. What a great collection of rounds and chorus songs and joining in peace songs they are, aren't they? Aren't they wonderful? And yeah, in case you're wondering about the blue scarves, I know many of you know about the blue scarves that we're wearing, but this was a movement, a peace movement started in Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is on all of our minds at the moment. And the women said the blue represented the sky we are all under. All around the world, we are under the same blue sky. So it's a uniting colour and a uniting symbol. So we'll sing a last song for you now, which is very dear to our hearts and those of many. It was written when troubles were really at their peak in Ireland. So it's a song from Ireland written by Tommy Sands, another great chorus one that you'll have in your notes there from Margaret. And Bob and I had the great pleasure, weren't we fortunate,
yeah,
Bob?
we were. Sure.
We were so fortunate once to be staying with Tommy Sands's brother, Colum Sands, in Northern Ireland. And Tommy came over for the evening and sang this song for us. And it's just a moment that has stayed with us all our lives. So it's called Your Daughters and Your Sons. Thank you. Your paintings down, they wouldn't read your writing, and they burn you from the town. They couldn't stop your dreaming and the victory you have won. For you sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. Your weary smile that proudly hides the chain marks on your hands. You bravely strive to realize the rights of everyone. And though your body's bent and low, the victory you have won. For you sowed the seeds of justice in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of justice in your daughters and your sons. I don't know your religion, but one day I heard you pray for a world where everyone can work and children they can play. And though you never got your share of the fruits that you have won, you sowed the seeds of equality in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of equality in your daughters and your sons. They taunted you in Belfast and they tortured you in Spain, and in that Warsaw ghetto while they tied you up in chains. In Vietnam and Chile where they came with tanks and guns, it's there you sowed the seeds of peace in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons. It's there you sowed the seeds of peace in your daughters and your sons. And now your music's playing and the writing's on the wall, and all the dreams you painted can be seen by one and all. And now you've got them thinking and the future's just begun. For you sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons, in your daughters and your sons. You sowed the seeds of freedom in your daughters and your sons. Oh, thank you, everybody. We could see you all singing along. We couldn't hear you, but we could see you all singing along.
It was amazing. So thank you, everybody.
Here's to the peaceful future that is to come with all the hard work put in by people like this organisation. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, everybody. Margaret Walters again.
I think we can perhaps let people unmute and ask questions if they wish.
Hello, this is fantastic. Hello, Margaret. Bridget here. You probably can't see me. I'm the one who wrote the chat about Greenham Common.
Oh, right. I've just replied to you, but I might not have.
Yeah.
Clicked enter.
I saw a bit of it and then it flashed off again. So
Okay.
I saw that.
okay.
I saw that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
A couple of us, I think, are going to be in the happy hour later on, if that's a more relaxed place to have a chat. And do save the chat, and you've got your chorus sheets if you want to look at them later for various contacts. And another special thanks to Rita too for putting this together, and to our very painstaking Fergus, who has been the tech operator. Thank you very much, Fergus.
Thank you for such an inspiring session. Really, so many of those songs brought tears to my eyes. It was very moving.
That's good. I think it does give us hope, I think, when we can sing together, solidarity and a feeling of working together. So
Yeah, Margie. Yeah, Margaret Walters, you should have been a music therapist.
I'm too clumsy.
I was going to ask you a bit, can you tell us a bit more about International Volunteers for Peace?
I think Rita's the one to do that.
Okay.
Well, we did have a session yesterday, which will be recorded and available on the website, the Raising Peace website. And but it's an organisation that started 100 years ago in Switzerland, and it basically is an alternative to military service, getting people cooperating together on community projects, people with very different backgrounds working together, building bonds of friendship and learning how to collaborate across difference, and hopefully, in fact, you know, there are some wonderful stories about an American who had been on a work camp, on one of our projects, and he was sent. He was a fighter pilot, and he was sent to drop a bomb on Germany. And it was a town where he'd been a volunteer, and he dropped the bomb somewhere else. So, you know, it actually has quite some you know, it seems like a simple little thing to work on a community project with a group of people, but it can have quite profound effects. Thank you.
Margaret.
Thank you, Rita.
Mark, my name is Philip Feinstein. Thank you, first of all, for all the fabulous songs today. I put a little note on the chat thing over there. I'm with an organisation called Music for Refugees. And if any of your audience over here knows of any refugees who want a free music instrument, all they've got to do is make contact with me. And I've got the information on the chat line. It's a bit further back from some of the messages. But we give free music instruments to refugees and asylum seekers in Australia, unfortunately, only. And if any of them want a free music instrument, all they've got to do is contact me, and my details are on the chat sheet. And thank you again. Wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.
It's really lovely looking out there and seeing people I know, some from America, and others from around Australia. So greetings to you all, and thanks so much for coming. And I think that final session, well, there's two more sessions to go, one at 2:00, so you've got time to go and grab yourself a bit of lunch, depending where you are, and then the happy hour at 3:30. So if there are no questions, we might have a rousing lot of applause perhaps for all the performers and for yourselves. So thank you very much, everyone.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
And save the chat if there are links in there that you might want to refer to later on.
We do have one participant from Belgium, by the way.
Good to know. That's excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And thanks for Margaret for organising all the singers.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
Great pleasure. All right. See you down the track. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.